Part of being a great salesman is understanding the difference between a smokescreen and an objection. Your potential clients are always going to give you one of those two, right? And how you tackle them will determine whether you overcome it the right way or the wrong way. Let's first talk about what each one is. A smokescreen is something a client, a potential prospect, does to try to get you off the doors, off the phone, and pretty much just shoo you away. This is something that they've noticed works a lot, and most of the time when they say that smokescreen, it can get salespeople off the doors or off the doors. Now, the best way to overcome a smokescreen is just to run through it, right? Picture if you're in a room and it actually is smoky and you're trying to get from this door to that door. The only way through it is just to run through the smoke and run through the fog to get to the door. Same thing with a smokescreen. What some salespeople do is they stay in the smoke and then they lose the interest of that potential customer. Don't do that. If a customer throws you, let's say I'm in door-to-door sales for solar. Let's say a customer hits you with the I'm not interested. The I'm not interested is a smokescreen. It's not really an objection, because an objection is a concern, which we'll talk more about here in a bit. But that's a smokescreen. The only way to get through it is to acknowledge them and then move on. That's the formula on how to get through a smokescreen. Acknowledge, then move on. Now, why do you want to acknowledge? Number one, everybody wants to feel heard. Everybody wants to feel like, hey, this person just heard what I had to say. Because if someone gives you a smokescreen, you don't want to just disregard what they said and keep talking, because that customer will now feel like you didn't even hear what I just said. So acknowledge them. Someone hits you with that, I'm not interested. Just say, hey, I'm not here to get you interested. Okay, that's me acknowledging it, and then move on. Don't stay in the smokescreen. Move on to the next topic. You're in control of the conversation. Someone hits you with the not interested. Oh yeah, I'm not here to get you interested. What I'm doing is the blank, blank, blank. Move on from that subject. Don't stay in there. Don't hit them with the, well, why aren't you interested? Well, why? Well, why? Well, why? Well, why? You will lose that battle 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10 times. So remember, smokescreen, acknowledge, move on. Now, objection. An objection is a real, valid concern that a potential prospect has, okay? That can be something like, I don't know if my roof qualifies. I don't know if I qualify. I have low bills, right? These could be real concerns. Now, how you overcome an objection is you also acknowledge, you respond, but then you also move on. Okay, you want to acknowledge them, just like a smokescreen. You want them to feel heard, but then you respond, right? Then, actually, even in this one, you might even ask a few more questions to really make them feel heard and like you value the concern they had. But whenever you're done with it, move on. The same mistake that amateur salespeople make is they stay in that objection. Once you feel like you've addressed it and try to address it as quick as you can, then move on. Okay, because if you stay in it long enough, eventually they'll just lose interest and then just say, hey, I'm good, I don't want this, I'm not interested, and then close the door, hang up the phone, whatever. Okay, so know the difference between both of them. Okay, another actually smokescreen that I hear a lot is the I don't have time. A great way to overcome this is to do a time frame, which means if someone hits you with the I don't have time, just say, hey, actually, I only have 3 minutes myself, I'll be quick, and then right? Move on. Acknowledge, move on. Acknowledge, move on. That's how you overcome a smokescreen. Objection is acknowledge, respond, and then move on, okay? Try this next time you're in a sales situation and watch how different the result will be.